The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk. The first injury report of the week, not out just yet, but what we do know is that the Titans have added 2 defensive linemen to the team. Quentin Bohannon, and yeah, that's right, actually signed from the Detroit practice squad just a few moments ago, and Keandre Coburn was added from the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad. In doing so, they have also placed defensive lineman Kyle Pecco as well as cornerback Kristian Fulton on the IR. The NFL owners are about to vote and approve having 8 international games plus the Jacksonville Jaguars game, which happens annually now at Wembley Stadium. They are adding a game now in the 2024 season that will be happening in Brazil. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, welcome to 3HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Hope you're having a great day. It is what is today? Wednesday?
Today is a
hump day. I miss those Camels. Those Camels would react well to you.
They would.
Yeah.
They talk back.
Yeah. They wouldn't like crap on your feet or anything.
What up, Camel?
I'm in the build.
Like, they would crap on the feet of executive producer of 3HL, Joe Hunk.
Oh, because Hunk would do something to him. Like Hunk, this is what Hunk would do to one of the Camels. Hunk would go and try to push one of the humps down to see if the other one would go higher or something.
But do you think that would happen? That's a great question.
I do. I just kind of, I seriously, I just want to see if you push it down, what happens?
It would, like in Bugs Bunny.
Because guess what? And
You know
I'd be the one that want to stand off and see it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do it. Because boy, you seen them teeth on them camels?
Yeah.
Those are big old boys.
Do you got to feed camels like you do horses where you got to like keep your hand flush?
I think so.
Because they'll bite your fingers off?
Yep. Auburn went over there and I saw some of their videos. They were doing it.
Yeah, camels are nasty. Like, they're mean.
Huh?
No, they're mean. They're like giraffes. Giraffes are mean, too. Giraffes will mess with you, dude. Yeah.
Their tongue is weird.
You go to the zoo and start messing with a giraffe, see what happens.
But why do they always want you bound?
Because they want to mess with you.
Hey.
You know, I mean, some people are like that.
Hey, man, these
including
giraffes need to be cool.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. The F&M Bank Chat is open. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Push, please.
Thank you. Dawn Davenport working on a college football game that she's doing. She'll be in just a second. And we'll get her in here. Tomorrow we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings. It's already Thursday. Well, tomorrow's Thursday.
Oh, yeah, it is. I would say, darn, I just did hump day.
Yesterday, I thought it was Wednesday. So when we were doing the promo for today, I was all messed up in my head. And then y'all confused me on when the coaches show was and when Mack Talk was and who was doing what.
There's a lot going on, y'all.
I couldn't
condensed
get it.
week, man. Even though it's not. Because we still had the show Monday.
You started telling me, the coaches show is on. Well, it was on television. I'm trying to figure out what's on here.
It's on.
I mean, technically, the phrase "the coach's show" is on.
My dog get it back out. He get it. He get it. Get it.
It was on. Let's see. Bayou_Bob, the first in the chat.
Ooh.
First time in a long time, he said.
First time it is hot in here.
It is really hot in here. I picked the wrong day to wear a hoodie.
Sheesh, man. Me too.
You can't ever control the temperature in here because there's a big Post-it note over the thermostat. Thermostat. Thermostat.
A thermostat, too.
Thermostat.
That changes the temperature and tells you the temperature. Thermostats do.
Yeah, but it's set on hot right now.
Heck yeah.
Hey,
it ain't really hot outside, y'all.
Babs isn't in here. You can turn the lights off.
I sure can.
Until she gets in.
Watch this, y'all.
I also got too many lights on me. I need to put lights on you. Oh, boy, she's going to be fired up when she walks in here.
3HL
Listen,
at night.
3HL after party. When she walks in here, you're going to hear it.
I'll be on Zone TV, y'all. She ain't going to like this, y'all.
Because you may see her.
Yep.
Can you see her, the front door? The front door. There's no back door.
No, it's
No,
one way in,
I
one way
can
out.
see Dawn.
Yeah, see.
I could. She's probably gonna walk in and turn the lights on when
Probably
she
is.
walks in.
That's going to be good, though.
Do
What are you
it.
doing?
What are you doing?
Nailed it.
Hey, lady.
She's wearing her Mississippi State colors also. Like, I mean, all over the place. She's got a coffee in one hand and open laptop in the other, which a buddy of mine said never do that because if you drop it, it's gone.
Babs, you matching
That
jacket
might
and
be
everything. What you got going on today?
True. I just had to do coach's call. I just wrapped up a coach's call, so that's why.
Yeah, why you dressed all up?
For North Dakota State.
Yesterday, she said one of the state schools.
One of the state
Yeah,
schools.
just
Now
like
I
the
guarantee-
Alabama of the FCS.
Yeah, now I guarantee you she knows. She's had like 18 hours since then, 20 hours. She knows everything there is to know about North
there's no
Dakota
question.
State. Like,
There's
nobody
no doubt.
prepares like Don Davenport for these games.
No,
There is not. I'm serious right now. ESPN executives, listen clearly and closely.
Yep.
No sideline reporter puts the work in that Don Davenport does. I'm
beside
telling you, y'all are fools for not putting her on whatever the best game you have is every day.
She's beside
I
herself.
appreciate that.
No, you go
Okay,
over.
stop.
No, you do. You don't want no flowers? You don't like flowers.
Hey,
You
don't
put
tell
up
us
flowers
to
in the
stop.
trash.
You
Yeah,
can't just
tell-
walk in here
Yeah,
and-
you can't just tell us we want to give you flowers. Stop. Throw them in the trash.
Listen, we started this
Makes
show.
me uncomfortable. All right.
Uh-oh. Is that
No,
an HR
y'all.
problem?
Yeah.
I've got a
why
problem,
are they
HR.
complimenting me?
The boys were
What's
complimenting
going
to
on?
me
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Can I speak with
What's
someone,
wrong?
please?
I talked to management.
Listen, I got halfway through this promo before all this happened. While you were gone, we discussed whether or not if you push down one hump of a camel, does the other hump go up?
This is what we were talking about?
Listen, man, you need to be in here.
Because it's all
Oh, for
connected.
the love of all that's holy.
Don, it's connected to the Titans'
Swiss cheese.
offense and defensive line. The offensive line starts doing well. Defensive line.
Oh.
No, I'm totally kidding. It wasn't about that, but it made a lot
But
of
that's a
sense.
good tie-in, though.
No, it was a legit
That would've
conversation.
been cool,
It was a
though.
legit conversation. It turned to camels are nasty, just like giraffes, like just mean, like stay away
and they
from them.
stink.
They're animals.
Saying
I,
it.
listen,
They
I'm not.
spit.
I'm not
Camels
getting.
spit at
They
you.
do.
Oh,
Camels
yeah.
and giraffes. Mm-hmm. Yep. They spit
Yeah, they
at
get
you.
mad at you and they spit.
I remember when I was little, it was this older lady, with, what was that? What was he, James Casey Projects or Andrew Jackson out north? And it was this old lady, I think it was the candy lady, and she seen somebody
Candy
spit.
lady. I love the candy lady
Man,
stories.
candy lady got everything. So,
Now and later's for 5 cents.
Oh man,
Remember
pickles
that?
in the little glad bag,
Yeah.
I
with the
miss
juice
those
at the
days.
bottom. But used to go on the porch, and one of my partners used to spit off the porch. She was like, "Don't be spitting like no camel."
That's
But that
exactly
makes
where it
sense.
came from. You didn't know back then that's where it came from?
No, I was like, "Oh, she's crazy."
Well,
This lady's talking about camel spitting.
So now that Dawn says it, everything's right
Yes,
I mean,
she solidified.
because Dawn's not crazy.
Yeah, so
Not-
Babs
not
like the
a
candy
bit.
lady. You the new candy lady, Babs.
oh, so I am crazy.
All circles back to that. I can't speak to the hygiene of camels,
Camels,
but
they stink, and the llamas stink too.
Llama's got that weird little
So-
skin fur though.
Yeah,
Is it
llama, red pajama.
is it because like zoo people are lazy? Do we need to get the Nashville zoo people like some better training?
No, they probably go
Like
lay
they
down.
need to
or
wash
something.
the animals better?
Probably poo poo and go lay down.
Oh no, I think they just stink. I mean, we're talking about live animals
Yeah.
here.
Livestock.
This is what I started to say before all this happened.
Okay.
Tomorrow we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Dixon.
Dixon.
I don't know where that location is. Have we been there?
Yeah, we've been, but we only go once a year, and this far down in a little bit of town. I used to drive down there at night delivering packages and batteries. Little mom and pop stores.
Wait, okay, let's unpack this. What packages were you delivering?
Those for the what do you call the stores? The hardware stores.
Oh.
Hardware stores like the auto zones, but the little mom and pop auto zones. What's the name of them?
Oh.
The little baby stores. Baby auto zones.
Dollar General?
No, but automatic. Not an automatic, but
AutoZone?
but a baby auto zone. So batteries and
They sell batteries?
carburetors and everything.
Like
on
car
my li-
batteries or battery batteries?
No, real car batteries.
Oh, okay.
In the back of my little van. And I go on the side door.
You've done so many jobs.
Hey, man, I'm out here, man. I am. I was telling a men's group I met with last night. Shout out to them, man. Ken, Hampton, them.
Oh, are these the people that had the bourbon and the cigars?
Advanced auto parts?
Kind of like that, but a baby one.
Even babier.
Yes, like it's real. I mean, it's baby. You can go. I used to go in there and I could touch both storage walls with my arms while I'm in there. It's like a little closet.
Discount auto parts.
Boom!
Ah!
There you go. That's it. But a mom and pop's version.
Still not the right one.
That's in Dixon though.
Oh.
okay.
And back in Charlotte, Tennessee. I
So
used to
how
go
did it
down
go
there
last
too.
night? What did you talk about?
Oh, I was talking about the transition from sports to reality.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, so that's it's hard to get back into the function. Like, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? You want to coach
Oh,
basketball?
yeah.
I wouldn't do that whole.
Well, you were driving 18-wheelers.
Yeah, I was doing everything.
Can you back them up into a tight space?
Hey, boy, I'm cold.
Like on a loading dock?
Do you know how I had to learn?
How?
My first experience.
Ramon taught you?
No, hell
I
no.
know
I
this
taught him.
story because I asked you.
Yeah, you so did.
Yeah.
I got my first trip going down to Atlanta by myself.
You got stuck.
4 lanes on each side, so 8-lane traffic in the middle, and they told me to back it in, and they stopped it. Do you know how hard I mean, literally sweating, and I never knew how to back it up. And my boy, shout out to Big Tank, he told me if you want to go left, turn right. And I was just kept on remembering, okay, I'm going left, gotta turn right. And all these people start honking their horns. I'm like, hey man, come on, man. Like y'all don't know what I'm really doing, man.
Did you get out of the truck and go talk to them?
No, I didn't want to mess with them people. Hurry up and back that bad boy up, and I was cool ever since then. That was a high pressure moment in Atlanta. Atlanta, 3:00 in the evening.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
is that
Dog, they
afternoon or
don't
morning?
play.
And people are pissed all the time in Atlanta.
All the
They're
time.
always
Everybody
pissed.
got somewhere to go and go
So
fast.
that was the most pressurized situation you've ever been in your life?
Yeah.
And then
More pressurized than any basketball game?
hell yeah.
Yeah.
That was, I mean,
what
literally
you were
start
doing in a
sweating
basketball
bullets.
game.
Yeah, I can handle that. But then it all came to an end when I went up on the East Coast. It was like November, and I was chaining some cars to come back down, and I got out there, chained one wheel, and had to jump back in and warm up. And I called Chris and told her, you know I ain't no truck driver.
I'm done.
It's too damn cold.
You chained one wheel.
Yeah. Then I had to get back, get warm, go do the other wheel. Get back, get warm. It was freezing. It had to be like 10 degrees.
Were you done then?
Yeah, that was the last one. The party ended.
That literally was it was over.
Party
Rover?
over. Good night. It's the end of your truck driving days. Too cold.
At some point, we'll get through all of your job
It's a lot
things.
of boy. It's a lot. I was a restaurant worker too.
Delivering car parts and batteries to Dixon. I
At
didn't
3
know
and 4
that.
in the morning.
Yeah. Well,
Charlotte, Tennessee. What up, Charlotte?
I like Charlotte, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been to Charlotte, Tennessee, although my grandmother was named
Waverly.
Charlotte.
I was down there in Waverly and everything.
Here's what we need to tell the camels and all the zoo animals, I guess. But
What up?
Derek Dooley has all the answers.
I told them, we had the worst shower discipline of any team I've ever been around. And so we talked a little bit about, application of soap to the rag and making sure you hit all your body. You can neglect it trying to cut corners, and it shows in how you practice and elsewhere. So I'm hoping we show some improvement in that.
I
There
can't
it is.
believe that still exists. That bite lives on forever.
Oh, he has so many, man.
And
He had
people are
so
upset
many.
with hyper.
Oh, he
Y'all
had
want
so
to go
many.
back to that?
Maybe
Are
we
people
should.
really upset with Hypo?
I thought they were.
No, they're not.
Oh, okay.
We should intersperse like Dooleyisms during the show today.
Dooleyism.
Remember when he was talking about like you can't be good all at once? It's like bamboo.
I
You
never
water
used
it,
to listen
you
to him.
water it, you water it, and nothing. And you water it and nothing. And then one day, boom. He's got a ton of them. And then like we're hiding out here, and General Rommel's. And remember all this?
No, I never used to. That's when I was overseas. I made sure not to listen to him. Watch the game, don't listen.
Hashtag blessed.
Don't answer, Hunk. Do you guys know where Derek Dooley is now?
I have no earthly.
Definitely on somebody pro.
He used
pro
to be
team or
like
something.
with the Dallas
He
Cowboys.
was with the Cowboys
yeah.
after Missouri.
Didn't he go
Remember,
to the Giants
OC
for a
with
second, too?
Odom. Yeah, and then he was with the Giants, I think. But it was Cowboys. Then he went to Missouri with Odom as his OC for a while with Drew Lock,
Okay.
and then obviously went back to the NFL for a little bit. But I give you one guess on where he is now in college.
Oh, he's in college.
Alabama.
Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin.
Nope.
Alabama let everybody come.
Alabama
Back.
as an offensive analyst.
Yeah.
Like,
Bill
All right.
Belichick's about to be a
Saban-
defensive analyst.
He's
there.
about to. I'm telling you, he's about to go to Alabama and be an analyst.
Or coach.
how do you get to? How
And
did Saban get to
Wisenhunt
just
is
gather
an
this talent?
analyst there, I think.
Is Jeremy Pruitt back there?
Mettenberger is.
No,
Medberger
he's-
is.
Yeah, I saw him on
All right.
That's cheating, man.
Let's
on
do
the
this.
Saturday.
That's
game
really
day.
cheating. That's really cheating.
No, it's smart.
That's what I'm saying. It's cheating
You
because
put
you use all
people-
these minds with what they need.
Put people around you with these bright offensive minds
Right.
that maybe are just a little off in
You can
other
filter it.
areas. And
You know, a bright defensive mind, Coach Mack, presented by Two Rivers Ford.
There you
He's
go.
next. We got tons to
Good
talk
job,
about. Harold
girl.
Landry's career day. Tua confused. 18 pressures, 5 sacks. Spears, 118 total yards. Levis in control. Billy White Shoes Johnson enters the Ring of Honor this weekend. We'll talk
Aw.
all of that
Hey.
with Coach Mack next. I want to tell you about my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. This is the time for you to give to other people. And if you would like to give a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, new or pre-owned, my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram can help you out. Here's the other thing, though. With all the giving you're doing for other people, maybe you need a new ride. And my friends at Gupton will be able to help you out. Just tell them what you're looking for, more space in your ride, less of a payment, whatever you need. Just have that conversation with them. And then take your test drive. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. 24 West or Clarksville, exit 35. It's 9 miles outside the city. Then a beautiful drive into Springfield, Tennessee, one of the great communities in the country. And you're going to have a great time. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Best vehicle buying experience you will ever have. And again, it's the holiday season. It's the season of giving to someone else or yourself. And Gupton can help you out. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. All of the inventory is there as well as GuptonMotors.com. 3450 Tom Austin Highway, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Best vehicle buying experience you'll ever have. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Man, imagine you just out of town and, one of these storms come rolling through and you need to be checking on your home. Power's out. How you going to check on your home? Well, if you had the possibility of getting a Generac home standby generator, your power goes off the grid, well, your home is still protected. Cove Generators make sure of this. That's what they do, man. They take care of you, especially when you're not there. And think when you are there and your power goes out, that could become a problem. You don't want to be looking outside. Everybody else has power, not you. Get you a generator, man.
Yes, from Cove Generators. That is all they do, generators. And so they can have you prepared for winter. They are your premier Generac home standby generator dealer. Call Cove Generators today and get ready for winter. Visit covegenerators.com. Never lose power again. They can also do maintenance on whatever generator you have. Here's your phone number, 931-559-3311. That's 931-559-3311. Get an estimate on your Generac home standby generator from Cove Generators at covegenerators.com.
And stay connected through it all.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. We haven't properly introduced Don Davenport. She's here. She's right here.
That's all right.
104.5 The Zone AI. On the T-Dot Smartway map, there appears to be a meteor approaching downtown Nashville. No, wait. Scratch that. No need to check for weather alerts. This appears to be a Babs native. She's coming in hot. Entering the studio in 3, 2, 1.
Here she comes.
Don Davenport.
It is a Wednesday.
You know what
Titans
Wednesday
are
means?
Practice.
Titans are practicing. Guess who's there? Coach Mack, presented by Two Rivers Ford. Coach Mack, what's up?
Oh, Mack.
Yeah, I just walked outside because it sounded like I was in J-Lo's club. They're walking through. So I told Hunk I was in J-Lo's club this weekend, and so I felt like I was in there now. Can y'all hear the music?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you hit
Yeah.
J-Lo's club in Miami?
We were. I just stepped outside here, so we're good.
I love it. So, all right, before we get to the big win on Monday, how do they handle the short week with the Monday nighter going into a Sunday game?
Well, the first thing you got to do, just what they're doing today, they're walking through today in the bubble because, you play a game like that. I mean, regardless of when you play, your body time frame still needs the same type of time to recover. So you have to factor that in. Plus, you factor in it's December, and so you're not going to take these guys out and start, running them like you would during training camp. So anyway, that's what they're doing right now. I mean, they had extensive meetings. They came into the bubble and just at 3:15, and as I said, I just walked outside of the bubble so I could visit with you guys. But you've got to be able to adjust your schedule. But here's what you do as a head coach: you look at your schedule when it's coming out first. You see the adjusted schedules you're going to have, and then you have a plan. And later in the season, a lot of those plans can alter just depending on where the physical nature of your team is at the time.
Right. So so today, I'm so confused. Here's the thing: with Thursday games going into a Sunday, you just change the schedule. Like one day is really not what the day is, and you just do it that way. Can you do that from Monday to Sunday?
Yeah, you do the same. You do the same thing. Because we got back in about 3 o'clock in the morning. We landed about 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday morning. So you bring the guys in later on Tuesday. They still got to go through everything they've got to go through, and post ball games to get their bodies ready and stuff. So you just start pushing things back a little bit.
Yeah.
Let them sleep in today. But I mean, it's just a fact of life in the National Football League with these altered schedule games. You have to have a plan set up, and Mike Grable's really good at it.
Coach Mack, presented by Two Rivers Ford.
You got to take care of that body, boy.
No question. So at some point, 2 days become 1 day. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about Will Levis for sure, but I want to start with the defense. Miami Dolphins and that prolific offense, the best in the history of football, if you ask anybody. Their longest touchdown drive was 12 yards. Hats off to the defense.
And we talked on this show about what they were going to have to do defensively, and then I've got an advantage because I get to watch them practice every day, so I knew what they were going to try to do conceptually defensively. And the first thing you have to do with a team like that is as vertically fast as they are, you have to build a roof. You just have to put a dome over the back end of it, and so you can't let them. And you got to play from the top of the numbers down. And when I say that, if they're going to throw it outside, if they're going to run it outside, use the sideline. You live with that, but you cannot let them vertically stretch you down the numbers. So you've got to play from the top of the numbers down, however you're going to deploy your secondary. And the other thing you've got to be able to do is you've got to be able to live with some of the yards that you're going to give up in the run game. Because, the run game, you can eventually get it stopped, hopefully. Now, they've got two guys that could take it all the way too, but you've got to be able to surround the motion. And when you surround the motion, that means because you guys watch the game, it's unbelievable the types of motion that they run, and all the ways that they try to outnumber the defense with their motion. So that has to happen first. You can't chase the motion. You got to surround the motion, which means you normally have to do it from one side to the other. So they did a really good job of that. And then, here's the thing. How many people would have thought that after that game was over that one team would have had 7 explosives and one team would have had 2? The Titans had 7 explosive plays. The Dolphins had 2.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. You know who was not surprised, Coach, is Coach Jeff Fisher, who came on the show right before the game started and said this on Monday before the game.
I will tell you this: I wouldn't want to play the Titans right now, only because it's just they just got something about them. You're gonna whatever happens tonight, watch and see the trouble that Miami's going to have next week, because it's going to be a physical contest. Mike, they've had plenty of time to get this thing together. Miami's going to check out their punt protection. There's no doubt. They're probably going to rush them the first 2 times they punt and to get the punt protection checked out. But beyond that, there's some plays to be made out there, and obviously they got to keep the ball, and that's a big challenge right now with the offense and the young quarterback, who in my mind is very, very promising. So I think I wouldn't want to play the Titans right now. So
you should have seen the looks on our faces when he was saying that.
No. Let me. I had dinner with Fish Tuesday night before we went down there, and that's you think Fish knows? Believe me, guys. The dude knows.
It's funny. I told Zeph, I was like, clip that in case the Titans win, and he did, and they did.
Good. Hey, that was good premonition on your part, because Fish and I, we had dinner Tuesday night, and we talked about myriad of things, and that was one of them he brought up, and it was. And he's right, because he knew what Mike Vrabel was going to do. He was going to drag those guys into the mud and then keep them in it. And you've got to be able to do that when you're playing a team that is that explosive. It reminded me a whole lot of the way that we used to have to work when Bill Walsh first unveiled that West Coast offense with all the motion and those guys just screaming in all different angles with the fullback, on the play action, all that stuff. You got to learn to surround that stuff and not only keep it in front of you, but you have to also be able to understand what they are trying to do conceptually when they're with all of that motion. They did a marvelous job on that defensively. Hey, they didn't score all those points on the defense.
Nope. I mean, listen, their drives totaled, 19 yards? Their touchdown score, 3 touchdowns, total of 19 yards. So hats off to the defense. And I think it's not talked about enough, maybe because of what Will Levis and that offense did with those 2 drives. But how about the defense getting off the field and giving the ball back to them?
Yeah.
Well, it's huge. That was huge. And, of course, it's talked about by people such as you guys that know ball. Everybody else that, there's a lot of people that, anyway, it doesn't matter what a lot of people think. But that, to me, was really, really, and, complimentary football, the term gets thrown around a lot. But what it truly means is not only being able to play off of one another, but it also means being able to hold the other side up if the other side is having some issues. And that happened throughout the game. And we cannot. I just walked out of there, and the way the new punter punted, that was massive in this game. Massive. So a lot of good things happen, and when those kind of good things happen, and we had some bad things happen, because you had the game won, and then you had the game lost, and then you came back and won the game. So there was a lot going on there.
I was super worried about how the defense would do without Big Jeff, right? And obviously he made the trip, was on the sideline. Broadcast showed him numerous times. But Slay was saying heading into this one, like, somebody's going to have to step up. Who's it going to be? Who's going to have that big game? And then, Harold Landry was one of them. What'd you see kind of from him and what I feel like maybe we've kind of been missing from him?
Well, he's just look. You got a motorcycle bend edge guy that had ACL surgery. So unless you're a Marvel character, it's going to take a while to get back, from that type of stuff. You can see him, starting to come, and he had to, and plus, they rotated a lot of those interior guys in and out, because Pecco leaves the ball game, Tierra leaves the ball game for a while, so you can't say enough, about how they played, and Aziz and Dr. Gibby behind the line were making tackles everywhere. Yeah. They were just making. But the thing that helped, and we talked about this on the show last week going into this is a rhythm RPO offense you're playing with a quarterback that's throwing the ball in 2.5 seconds or less. So you've got to be able to take away some windows early to give you a chance to go get him. That last sack, he had nowhere to throw it.
Yeah.
He had nowhere to throw it. And so all of that stuff, it just has to go together. By the way, Don, Big Jeff made the trip, but you know who broke the team down when they came out on the field before the game? Big Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's engaged right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth the plane ticket, huh?
Yeah, I would think so. Coach Mack, what are your thoughts about Will Levis? I mean, when you talk about leader, what does he encompass as you see him grow in front of our eyes and then be able to lead 2-minute drives, well, 1-minute drives really, for a game winner?
Yeah, Ron, we're watching an NFL quarterback grow up before our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still got a lot. He will tell you, but you can't deny two things. First of all, the dude's tough as they come.
Right.
He's a competitor to the max, and then the players trust him. If you're going to get validation from a Hall of Fame receiver that you've only been with, for a year, and not even a year as a starter, that just tells you all you want to know, because D-Hop's not going to say this guy's a legit dude if he's not a legit dude.
Right.
But the rest of the team believes in him, but they do because, he works. He works. He's a worker, and he's tough, and he's going to make mistakes. He owns the mistakes. And then, we're just watching an NFL quarterback grow up right in front of us, and it's a pretty cool thing to see.
Yes, it is, man.
9 of 11, 132 yards and a touchdown in those last 2 drives.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
He's got to learn, though. He's got to learn that he's not Jim Brown. And
Don. Don's been all over that point. He's not Jim Brown.
And that's what he's got to learn. I love what the head coach said. Maybe we need to show him some of those tapes where the quarterback is getting the what knocked out of him. Maybe that's it. But he's got to learn. He's got to understand, and that's a competitive nature of him. But you got to take advantage of the rules that protect you.
Yeah.
And so he has to, because I just know this from being in this league for 3 decades coaching defense. If you got a quarterback that's going to challenge you, you can't wait to get a piece of him. All right. So he has to learn to take advantage of the rules that allow quarterbacks to go down untouched.
Wins and losses, they matter, Coach Mack, but what about the growth? Also, we talked about Will Levis, but you're getting to see with Skoronski and Duncan right there, Tajay Spears. Anytime you see excitement and energy, I rarely see a guy come up and tap somebody during the interview and give them a humongous hug. You can see the energy between Tajay Spears and Will Levis being able to grow together as well.
And let me tell you something, Ron. It's so important. The energy inside that bubble, today I'm looking around going, okay, well, this is winning matters. Mm-hmm. Winning matters to professional athletes.
Yes,
and so that's extremely important. And plus, how many of our draft picks are playing a lot of time?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. So you got a young team that is going to go through some growing pains, but it's advantageous to what's going on.
Yeah.
Pretty cool environment at Nissan Stadium this week. Obviously, the Titans wearing the Oiler throwbacks, and Billy White Shoes Johnson getting in the Ring of Honor.
I love it. Absolutely love it. First of all, very well deserved, and that's so cool. And I love what Amy Adams-Strunk has done. Bringing the two franchises, together and honoring those guys. I've been around enough of those guys when they've been back for this stuff and talking to them. It means a whole lot to them. And so, yes, plus we get to wear those sweet unis one more time, which, I don't really care whether you root for the Oilers / Titans at all in your life. Those unis are sweet.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
The legend of the game I just read, and we had him on yesterday, and he spoke from the heart and soul about Frank Wycheck, which was awesome. And for those that missed it, please go back and listen because he dropped some nuggets about life in there. So where you get your podcast, make sure you download the 3HL podcast, rate, review, subscribe. But listen to that conversation. Kevin Dyson yesterday was phenomenal. He is the legend of the game for Sunday's Texans game.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's outstanding. He'll be on with us, on the television program that Mike Keith and I do. Mike Keith gave a wonderful tribute to Frank too.
Yep.
On the on the opening of the broadcast, and then last night I filled in for Coach Vrabel on his TV show because of the short week, and then it was an excellent piece, that Mike Keith voiced over with the pictures. It was if you weren't touched by that, then you're not human.
Love it. Thank you, Coach. Great stuff, man. Return to practice as normal.
Appreciate it, Coach.
I'm going right back in here right now.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Coach.
See you guys.
All right, Coach Mack presented by Two Rivers Ford. Y'all mentioned Harold Landry and the career-high 3 sacks against the Dolphins. Numbers were put out about him before the bye week and after, and it's astonishing how different they are and how he's coming on. And that's from James Foster from No Flags Film. We'll let you in on that little secret next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Oh, what's happening? This is for all my listeners who are struggling with hair loss out there. I'm sure you've tried the lotions, pills, creams, and the potions, witch's brew, if you will. With so many options and doctors out there, who are you going to trust, man? What's really going to get your hair back? The Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair is an incredible breakthrough. Receding hairline, thinning hair, bald spots. Advanced Hair is one simple, quick, one-day treatment that begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And get this now, Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow. Works for men and women across all ages as well. No one in hair restoration. I recommend more. For your free consultation, you need to hit them up, 629-348-HAIR. If you move forward, you'll also receive $500 off. But you got to hit them up at this number, 629-348-HAIR. Redefine your hairline with the team that is redefining your hair restoration. Don't forget to ask about that guarantee. Make sure to view the incredible before and after pictures at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com. Give them a call, 629-348-HAIR.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Sammy's in here doing something. She's doing something for Zone social media and digital and all that
keep
stuff.
your eyes peeled.
Talking about Christmas.
Grandma.
Christmas?
Who talking about grandma?
Grandma.
Who's grandma?
Love me some Christmas.
We were talking about Derek Dooley and weird things that he said earlier because, camels need good shower hygiene techniques. Dang, Slay Dog.
You stopped me hydrating. That's why you said that.
I did. I mean, you just downed that whole bottle of Essential.
Yeah, man, I gotta get back on it, man. I'm out here playing around.
I got the same deal.
Yeah. What about you, Babs? Everybody got their water?
It's like when you got to school and they started asking for homework and you're like, why'd you have to ask out loud? Couldn't we just turn it in and that way no one knows I didn't do it? So anyway, here's Derek Dooley talking about General Rommel. I forget what he was even talking about.
Oh, that's right.
Right now, we're like the Germans in World War II.
Yep.
All right, here comes
I love that you haven't
the
heard any of
boats.
these.
It was coming. The binoculars, like, oh, my God, the invasion is coming. All right, that's what they did. They were in the bunkers. It's coming. They call Rommel. They can't find Rommel. What do? I'm not doing anything till I get orders. Have you gotten Rommel yet?
I have no idea what he was talking
This
about.
dude, hey, man.
He does that all the time. It's like
He still does it.
history.
Yeah. He just doesn't have a mic in front of him.
Yep. Yeah.
Like
That's his thing.
He was a history major at law school.
I'm glad I didn't see this because overseas, like Saturday, I used to plan my Saturdays, and I used to be able to get our coach to let us out of practice early or practice a little bit late, depending on how UT was going to play that day. And I'm glad I didn't never hear this comments because I would have been glad to just go to practice and not watch UT play. And I see why they were putting that product on the field. I wouldn't have watched. If this is what the head coach was out there saying.
Yeah. Remember when he was sitting on that little chair
on,
because
man.
he had an injury to his, what was it, his ankle or his knee or his foot or something?
Only Coach
It was
Leach can
his
do
foot
stuff like this,
because he had his
man.
little scooter, right?
Yeah, and then they showed him going up the ramp by himself in a scooter.
Up a ramp.
At Neyland Stadium.
That's
Those little ramps?
That's very Jerry Green like. Because when Jerry Green hurt his toe, we went to Hawaii, and
How did he hurt his toe?
Lord only knows. I have no earthly idea. But he, instead of wearing two sandals, he wore a shoe and a sandal on the hurt foot. Why not just wear two sandals and nobody even knows your foot is hurt? But instead, he tied his shoe up and put a sandal on. These are the coaches.
I mean, there's so many stories. They're equally funny, but they are different because Jerry
Jerry
Green
won.
Yeah.
Jerry won. Jerry got fired and
because
won.
Because of y'all.
Yeah,
Here's the
I'm
ball.
cool with
Y'all
that.
go win games.
Yeah, that's cool. Sometimes you just need to roll it out. Sound like that's what Dooley needed to do.
That's literally what people used to say in the moment when y'all were playing, and I was like, it can't be that. I mean,
it is that.
and it was that.
And that was the problem when we started trying to get structure. We should have never done no structure.
And then I heard like everybody's on the bus, and he makes the bus driver stop at the liquor store, and like that turned out to be true too.
Yeah. Then when he got back on the bus, we told him, you ain't even had to stop. We got one back here. What you stopping for?
All you had to say was, hey, pass me one.
Yeah, let me get some. It's cool. Game over, bro. Let's party.
I still think the funniest story about that team is when Tony Harris told y'all you needed to get it together and stop partying so much.
We got
and then you lost
underdog.
like 6 games in a row.
The worst debacle in SEC history to me with that time. That was a shame.
So after that losing streak, did y'all go back to Tony Harris and say, hey, man, we're going to go back to what we are?
We said it, but we couldn't get it back on the tracks then. Like, it felt forced. Like, we trying to party. You know what I mean? Like, we just forcing the parties and stuff.
Like when we had Gronk on, he said, I am the party?
Yeah,
like the party just finds
it's
him.
going to find you. That's what it was with us. But
Didn't have to try.
no,
So then when y'all had to try, it wasn't the same.
at all. Feel bad. Sorry, Ball Nation. They're trying to do the right thing. Kept doing the wrong thing.
So we're going back to that New York story.
Oh. That
You scored 30 in that one.
Had a ball.
Or was it more? Was it 38 or something?
28 12.
That's what it was. That 2-3 zone defense.
Ate it up.
Did you just catch it around the free throw line and go to the rim?
Worked. 15 feet in. Work.
Who was on that team? The Syracuse team.
Preston Shumpert, Jeremy
Oh, yeah.
McNeil, Hakeem Warwick.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
They had a nice mob. Frank Williams, they had a nice team.
Frankie Williams.
Mm-hmm. Derek Dooley. With
By the way,
that makes sense why he wore orange pants. That makes plenty of sense. Boy.
The first time we interviewed him, Clay and I interviewed him at SEC spring meetings, and we went into like a conference room away from everybody else, so no one else saw him being interviewed, so he didn't get bombarded. Yeah. And literally, he went on this 5-minute tangent about how his hair does what he wants it to do. Usually your hair does what it wants to do, but he's trained it over the years so long that it just doesn't. And, I mean, he went on and on like one of those colorful stories, and it was unbelievable. Clay and I were sitting there looking at each other like, oh, my, this.
Didn't
what?
You have his mom on?
Oh, yeah. We had his mom on.
Dooley came on?
Yeah.
Oh, she was so good that we wanted her on every week, and Derek wouldn't let it happen. He said no. Barbara Dooley was her name.
That's a heck of a name.
All right, Harold Landry. You asked about Harold Landry and how he's been coming on. This is from James Foster from No Flags Film. Harold Landry crushing it since the bye week. So 6 games before the bye week, Landry had 111 pass rush snaps, only 4 pressures. 4 pressures in 6 games. That's 3.6% pressure rate. He only had 2 sacks. His PFF pass rush grade was 51.1. After the bye, 7 games, 179 pass rush snaps, 27 pressures. So 4 pressures before the bye, 27 after the bye. That is a 15.1% pass rush rate compared to 3.6.
Let's get into it.
7 sacks since the bye compared to 2 before. 72.2 his Pro Football Focus pass rush grade compared with 51.1 before the bye. That dude is playing football now.
I wonder what's so different.
3 sacks against the Dolphins at career high.
Is it individual though? I wonder. Is it like I'm gonna have to go back and try to watch it closely? Is it him doing something, or is it him just getting comfortable, getting stronger?
I was gonna say, is it still coming back from the injury?
It could be, but that's man.
I mean,
they say it take a year
everybody
though.
does it differently.
That's
Plus, he puts
Everybody
a ton.
comes back differently.
The way he motorcycle bends around the tackle, like he puts a ton of torque on his lower body.
Yeah.
And so you really hadn't seen that much, that little motorcycle bend thing. Boy, he did it against the Dolphins.
Yeah, he sure did.
And then we've been talking about situational awareness. Keith Bullock's been talking about it all year. Needs to see situational awareness. That last sack, he was in pass rush. They double teamed him. He couldn't get by, so he just hung back in the middle of the field, and Tua came right to him.
Yeah,
if he doesn't do that, Tua runs for the first down.
Yes, he does.
Now, the clock's still ticking, and they would have had trouble there, but that's the truth of the situation. He hung back.
That was a huge play. Sometimes you just got to make a play. That's what I had in question. Sometimes you got to make a play. He made a play. Kudos to him.
By the way, Todd Furman will not be on today. He's on vacation. I think he's going to come on Friday.
No Todd, father.
I got a question about this this whole Patrick Mahomes thing.
What?
Where they complete the ball to
Kelsey.
Kelsey, and then he throws it back to Tony. Unbelievable play by Kelsey, man. You're talking about situational
tight
awareness.
Spiral,
that guy,
too.
Tight spiral. It wasn't that Traylon Burks throw last year.
No, not behind the back.
And Tony scores, but then they call offsides on an offensive player. You know how many times that was called last year? Twice.
Offsides?
Offsides on an offensive player.
So this was my...
We'll get to it when we come back because I want to get your take on it because I think Patrick Mahomes was really mad at Tony and not mad at the officials, but he's saying he's mad at the officials. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I want to get your take on that because that dude was explosive on the sideline after that. And they lost to the Bills and all that. We'll do it. We'll take your phone calls. AJ will lead us off 615-737-1045. This is 3HL.
everything changing fast, which is a great thing. I mean, a great thing as long as your internet is keeping up with it. And if you have the Xfinity 10G network, well, then your internet is keeping up with it because the Xfinity 10G network is the fastest internet, and they have faster speeds rolling out all the time. I saw an Xfinity internet truck in my neighborhood the other day, making sure that everybody has internet that can power your entire house full of devices all at once with ultra low lag so that somebody can stream a movie, another can play video games, another can TikTok maybe in the kitchen, and maybe somebody has to still work from home. You've got the holiday break coming up for the kids with school. You want to make sure you have the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity so you can handle all of it and your internet can handle all of it. Future starts now and now through December 21st. New customers, 75 megabit internet on the next generation Xfinity 10G network, just $20 a month for 12 months. No annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Does require paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, fees, extra after promo. Regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunt. Titans made some moves today. First, they placed Kristian Fulton as well as defensive lineman Kyle Pecco on IR. The other thing they did, because they placed those two players, is they have signed two new players to the 53-man active roster. Quinton Bohannon from Detroit's practice squad has been added to the team, as well as defensive lineman Keandre Coburn from the Chiefs practice squad. And the NFL announced on today that the Super Bowl is going to be heading back to Los Angeles in 2027. That means just in 3 years, we're going to be back in LA at SoFi Stadium. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5, The Zone Wednesday edition. Moving toward the weekend. Brett Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Dawn Davenport is here with her pink headphones.
That's bunk. That's bunk. Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
Hope everybody out there is having a great day. If you're not, it'll get better. At some point. Funny, the ebbs and flows of life, huh? Executive producer of 3HL is Joe Hunt.
Sup?
Ron Slay is here.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Hey,
I'm in the building. 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 I'm in the building.
Tennessee, just okay last night.
Yeah, man, I got to go watch the second half. First half looked good, and then I had to meet with a couple people, man. Shout out to Carlos Watkins, man, and my guy Ken Hampton, and Pastor. Forgot his first name. Golly.
That's the beauty of Pastor.
Yeah, you just what up, Pastor?
Right?
Cool guys, man. Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, man. The second half, I heard listening to Coach Barnes' post game, and you always
bet he was not happy.
Yeah, you're gonna get the transparency all day long with him, and he was like, "Man, I took Josiah out, and I took Santi out because if anybody should know better, they should know better. You're not gonna let a guy just blow by you. Like they know better than to do that, and." Regardless of who you playing, like minutes are earned here, and you got to value those minutes. So, yeah, that's one thing I never really. I used to love playing against air quotations cupcakes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get them points up.
Yeah,
if you thought I was gonna average 18, I'm about to average 22 because I'm gonna score 40 or 36 this game. That's a guarantee. I'm going up a point on this one. So. And then get out of the way. But
yeah, Dalton Connect, 28 minutes, 2 of 7 from the floor, 7 points. He looked like he was trying a couple of times to try to get it going, but
sometimes it ain't there though. Sometimes it ain't there. But when you're a senior, it's got to be there.
Yeah,
you don't have the opportunity for it.
10 players played at least 10 minutes in this basketball game. He was substituting pretty freely in the first half too.
That's good.
But Adu now 29 points, 11 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
He missed a free throw that would have given him 30. I hate that because there's a big difference between 30 and 29 to me.
Yep.
And probably to him, too.
And that point per game average, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really come on since that second half of North Carolina game. 18 and I think 7 and then 14 and 11 or something like that. The last two games and then like last night 29-11. So establishing a low post presence, that's huge.
They need to.
Moving forward.
Vescovy and James, as you mentioned, 1 for 9 from the floor.
Yeah, come on, have a seat.
So, Tennessee plays NC State on Saturday.
Could have been a look ahead.
Late night game, too. It's like 9 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, in San Antonio and Alamo.
Yep. Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud in concussion protocol. We'll talk more about that. Also, their leading wide receiver, Nico Collins, left Sunday's game early with a calf injury. So, we'll watch their injuries. Don's got to Jeff Fisher's point. The Dolphins are going to know they played the Titans.
Yeah.
Watch their game next week.
Right.
He said that before the game. Their injury report is lengthy coming out of this one.
Long. And it's like weird, not weird injuries, but it's like we just played a physical game.
Yeah.
Injuries. It's, what do you call it? Obliques.
Ooh.
Obliques are on there. Like, it's very much exactly what Jeff Fisher said.
Right. So the Dolphins play the Jets next week. They should win, but the Jets just plowed through the Texans.
Yes, they did.
And Zach Wilson had his best game ever, and he told one of his teammates, he said, well, if I got to lose, I've already been benched once.
What they scored 30 points in the second
30.
half? Crazy. I had Houston winning the game, too. I was wrong all week.
So look at that line maybe. We'll talk with Todd on Friday, but that's a 9.5-point spread for the Dolphins.
Where are they playing? And they're in Houston. I mean, in Miami, too. And
I don't remember.
I think they're in Miami. I'm going to check it out, though.
Quick basketball nugget. Golden State forward Draymond Green ejected last night for the third time this season. He took a swing at Nurkic, said he flails his arms to get called. He didn't mean to hit him. And he said on the podium, he's like, I own it when I do something. I didn't mean to hit him. So I don't know if he's going to tell the commissioner that. Might not be good for him to do that. But what's interesting to me here is not Draymond necessarily. He's becoming a character of himself, which is unfortunate because, you know, all these NBA talking heads talk like, you know, he's a Hall of Fame type player. Mm-hmm. But he's going to be remembered for these things. But what's interesting here to me is that Golden State is last in their division at 10-13. Klay Thompson was benched down the stretch again. That's happened multiple times this year. Is this the death of the Golden State Warriors dynasty? They've been to 6 of the last 9 finals and won 4 of them.
No, to me, it is if you get one of those pieces out. Klay's already struggling.
Yeah.
Steph got his hands on his hips looking like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Like, y'all ain't
and he's not really
out.
one to talk necessarily.
Yeah, but he
from
needs
what
to
I hear.
Yeah, you're right. He's not, but he needs to be. That's what we talk about with leadership. That's why I think when we see a guy like Will Levis already communicating with teams and guys on the sideline, like that's what a leader. That's what a leader is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a lot to do it different ways, but give me that one.
See, that's a good point with Levis. I'm interested to see what he is in year 3, let's say.
Yeah.
Like, if year 3 as a starter, what does that guy look like? Is he still out there ranting and raving about?
Right.
What kind of leader is he at that point, having played more than 7 games?
Yep. No, I don't. I think
I'm anxious to see the growth of this guy.
And then I think that's why it's so important, like we were talking about with Coach Mack, it's so important to have them young guys around them that's growing with them. Skoronski, Duncan, Tajay, like even Colton Dowell, like Wiley as well. Like it's something about hearing that voice. You know what I'm saying? That familiar voice. Just like Big Jeff coming down there, breaking down the huddle. You have some level of familiarity right there with you. That's why I thought it was going to be a struggle losing a guy like Kevin Byard going on the road. Like, you don't hear that same voice. It's different when you turn around like, man, who the hell is Monty, what you back there talking about? Like, you ain't never did this before. You know what I'm saying? But now you start to grow in it. Like, I thought his game took a step up. Amani Hooker, who ain't really, you know what I mean?
He played
great.
Man,
he set the tone. They lit Waddle up first play. And it made Tua hesitant about throwing that ball back across the middle, too.
You know, it's funny. We didn't ask Coach Mack about this Dolphins offense in this way, but I remember us talking about those quick throw offenses, that little sort of West Coast type thing. Yep. And he goes, really, you can't blitz that, but you got to drop them when they catch it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did.
Oh, they opened them ribs up, boy. Ooh, they opened them up. And I had Waddle on my player props. It still was like, okay, fire him up, though. I'm cool losing on this one. Fire him up.
I know you were in the text and you were like, "Let's go."
I'm like, it's cool. Like this is all
at
right.
halftime. You're like, "I can't believe this.
This
is awesome.
This is wild."
Oh, and you were like, "Should I get excited or not?" Yeah,
get excited? I was torn. I was torn, man. I don't know if they've been losing so much. I don't know what I'm looking for no more.
Yeah.
Am I looking for draft picks? Am I looking to try to get into the playoffs, and Lord knows what happens.
They still have a chance.
Like, you know, like I don't know where to go, and I don't know what you don't know what the fan base want. You know what the players want. You know what Vrabel and them want. They want to win, but it's a lot going on out here, man. These Titan streets.
They're only a 2.5-point favorite this weekend. I think they win this weekend.
I do too.
It looks like they might get Davis Mills also at quarterback, although he did come into Nashville and win last year.
Yeah, he did. Are they?
He didn't play great, but he did lead the game-winning touchdown drive and threw the game-winning touchdown pass down 14-13 to win 19-14.
He played great in like the game winner for the Titans in 21 when they had the clinch home field advantage. Titans had to play me through like 3 touchdown passes, 300 yards.
You know what's weird about this series is that they've split the last 4 games, but each team's won on the road.
On the road.
Each time.
Yep. They got Bobby Trees coming back in the building, too.
Bobby Trees.
Bobby Trees.
Forgot about him. You know,
That's
somebody
nothing
tweeted
for
us.
Billy Jeans.
Oh, well done.
Billy
Matt.
Jeans and Bobby Trees.
Somebody tweeted us talking about Chris Moore and how, you know, he's not talked about enough with what he's doing for this offense.
I think he is. I think his is splash plays. You know what I'm saying? There's enough of them, too.
Well, yeah, he's averaging over 20 yards a catch.
There you go. That's great. there you go.
Y'all forgot about him. Watch this.
Yeah. And crossing patterns and everything.
Yep.
Let's go to AJ.
But he's reliable, right?
He is.
I think so, too.
He got injured for a
Block.
second, too. And I think
Yeah,
that
he
hurt
got
him.
hit hard.
Yeah.
AJ in Nashville. AJ, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on?
AJ, what's happening?
Man, nothing much. Look, this is AJ, a.k.a. Esau. Look, I'm from East Nashville, man. I'm torn between these Titans, man. Like, I had my happy points. I had my miserable points at the game. You know, I'm happy to see they're doing what they're doing. I'm happy to see what Will Levis is doing. But what I'm not happy is this offensive line. You know, I want to see them boys get the pushing and get the moving people. You know, like, even though Miami was going through what they going through, their offensive line with Patrick, they were still pushing Titans defense for their guys to run the route.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care about the draft picks because the number one thing when you playing sports, you want to win.
Yeah.
You know, so the winning right now will do good for the future because it's going to build everybody's confidence up for the next year. So, you know, what can we do to get better players in here? You know, how can our coach look at the young players and evaluate them to get the best opportunities out of them? And let's just turn this thing loose for next year because we know how things going to end up this year, and I just want to hang up a list.
Appreciate that, man. I real quick, I like that. I like because that's where I was 2 weeks ago, though. And then the I'm gonna be honest. I think a lot of oomph was taken out of the Titans in that Colts game. And if it wasn't taken out of the Titans, me as a fan, a lot was taken out of me. Like with Miami on the horizon,
I can tell.
I'm like, dog, hey man, and I'm like AJ, but as a competitor. You know what? We all see as fans too. You lose 7 in a row, as much as they say last year was last year, man, that became this year.
Yeah.
So it trickles into it. So
and 9 in a row on the road.
Yeah, like you feel me? Like it's hard. That's bad, man. So I'm with winning and figuring out the getting these young guys confidence to know what it's like to win. Like, that's a really good Miami team. And that was packed. Miami ain't never been like that. Hard Rock ain't never been like that.
To the offensive line points that he made, they did only give up 1 sack.
I thought they got a little better.
Right? And Miami gave up 18 pressures and 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Now, the Titans were not able to open up run lanes. So, in terms of pushing people, I get your point, AJ, for sure.
But with a young group like this, though, you got to take baby steps.
People.
No, you got to take baby steps.
It's not going to happen.
They got small guys.
Protected quarterback. That's all I'm looking for, man.
Right.
Get Tajay in space.
Give him a little bit of time.
Yep.
All right, we didn't get to Patrick Mahomes and his explosion on the sideline. We will. Also, C.J. Stroud. What's going on with the quarterback there as the Texans get ready to come to Nashville? 615-737-1045. You want in at 3HL 1045 on the X machine. This is 3HL.
Man, I love those Oilers unis. Maybe you want to be able to hang your Oilers uni in your brand new, beautiful, show-stopping closet from Artisan Custom Closets. Now's a great time to call them because if you mention Dawn and 1045 The Zone, you get 10% off whatever your project is. And it doesn't matter if it is that beautiful closet that you want. Maybe it's a garage storage solution to help you be able to get your car in the garage, especially when it's cold. Or maybe it's a new laundry room or mud room or storage in your playroom or a home office. That's our next project, a home office with a Murphy bed so that we can still have guests. Artisan Custom Closets can do every single one of them, and they offer multiple financing options. So it's easy to give yourself or someone you love the gift of organization this year. Another thing about Artisan Custom Closets, they are a local company. It's not a large chain business, and all their products are made and manufactured right here in the USA. So create calm with Artisan Custom Closets. Get a free in-home consultation today. Mention Dawn. Get 10% off. Go to artisancustomclosets.com or call them 615-800-2199. 800-2199. artisancustomclosets.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Titans Texans coming up this weekend. Throwback Oiler uniforms.
Love it.
People trying to get Mike Vrabel to wear the Bum Phillips cowboy hat on the sideline. I just saw that.
That'll never happen. Could you see Mike Vrabel doing it?
No.
No.
He leans over too much anyway. He'll fall off.
Yeah, that's true. Have to glue that thing on.
Hunk has Mike Vrabel talking about that very thing. Can he be talked into that? Cowboy hat on the sideline, Bum Phillips style.
I don't know. I probably got caught up in the moment.
Voted in favor.
You voted. How about I just wear one to the game?
Will you do that?
I'll wear one to the game on that little walk-up where Teron takes all the pictures.
You already have one picked out?
No, I don't.
Sucks, too, because we have, nowhere in this city for him to buy one.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. Can't find a cowboy hat anywhere.
I'm sure it's high on his priority.
Can you imagine
that sucker?
Vrabel downtown in, one of those Western wear stores?
Is it Rustler that's over there in the Gulch?
I don't know.
Go over there, grab one. I think it's where my wife bought her cowboy hat.
I'm not a big cowboy boot, cowboy hat guy. I don't know. If you're in downtown Nashville wearing cowboy hats, you're not from here. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, cowboy hats or boots. Cowboy boots are worn by people all over Middle Tennessee because that's their lifestyle and all those things. But if you're going out downtown, do you wear them?
Cowboy boots?
Yeah.
No, I want some, though.
You do?
Yep. But
You've said that for a minute. Actually.
I'm telling you what I want. I'm telling you what I want.
What size do we need for those?
Lord knows. I've never had no.
Slay, just be careful depending on the bottoms you get, bro.
No, yeah,
I want ice skates, man.
Yeah,
they're slippery.
I want those slippery.
I remember I was in first grade in Knoxville, and I wanted a pair of cowboy boots, and I got a pair of cowboy boots for Christmas. I wore them every day.
Did you?
Yeah. First
Feet
grade.
didn't hurt?
I don't remember. I remember them being slippery, though.
Mm-hmm. They say they got the ones with the cushion in there and everything, so you in there.
I don't think I can pull off a cowboy hat. Do you?
Yeah, no, you might.
You think so?
You might be able to go vest
with my
vest plaid
with my Jordan 1s.
Black hat. Might be able to go black. I don't think you go brown.
Isn't that how Marty did it in Back to the Future 3?
Is that how
he did? Kind of go like that. With the
cowboy hat.
Speaking of old movies, I sent y'all the clip. How about Hakeem in Coming to America predicting the Giants beating the Packers with a field goal at the buzzer?
Classic movie, man. Classic movies don't be wrong. In nothing.
The Simpsons are famous for being right about things. Donald Trump being president
really
was one
famous,
of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Vrabel with a cowboy hat on the sideline. Titans by 100.
Yeah, it's never happening.
You don't think so?
No. That one thing we ain't got to never worry about is Vrabel stepping out of character.
Yeah.
Halloween into that.
I like that shot.
You know who he is and what he does.
Yeah.
How he acts.
I like that shot from behind him where he was hunched over watching the teams line up.
Mm-hmm.
And he had that Big Ten of chewing tobacco in his back pocket.
Yeah, let you know he ready to roll. Yeah, he locked and loaded. I like that Vrabes. Keep it on deck.
Cowboy hats, all of them, everyone on the sideline in cowboy hat. Bud Phillips pulled it off, that's for sure, and he had a big fat belt buckle, and everything.
Takes it to the core.
I do hope Vrabel at least wears it to the game, like he said. Though that would be cool.
That'd be dope. I think he'll do that.
So the Giants and Tommy DeVito was the NFC Player of the Week. He's won 3 games in a row. My man was benched.
He ain't wearing a cowboy hat.
No, dude. My man was benched at Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's got the most incredible family section.
Benched for Garrett Schrader?
I don't know, but that makes sense.
Okay, I will say though, Dino Babers, I think, was his coach, right?
That's true.
They finally fired him.
Yeah, he's gone. But his family section might be the greatest family section in the history of family sections. Here is Coming to America predicting the Giants win with a game-winning field goal against the Packers.
Sir, I was wondering, did you happen to catch the professional football contest on television last night?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was most exhilarating. The Giants of New York took on the Packers of Green Bay. And in the end, the Giants triumphed by kicking an oblong ball made of pigskin to a big H. It was a most ripping victory.
Son, I'm just going to tell you this one time.
Yes, sir.
You want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
Oblong ball through a giant H.
Hey, class move. I'm about to watch that too.
That is
Go
hysterical.
check it out. It was good.
Good and terrible.
Good. And
I haven't watched the sequel. I was told not to
No, you can watch
because
it.
it would ruin my thoughts about coming to America.
You can watch it.
I can.
You can watch it.
Okay.
Don't. Yeah. I
trust you.
It's an evolved coming to America. You can watch. It's its own movie. It's just got two on the
Just
end of it.
don't have any preconceived notions.
Nope.
Just
you'll
watch
be fine.
it like
and
clean.
you're gonna laugh. Yep.
Okay.
It's gonna be good. It's coming to America, another movie. 2. It ain't coming to America.
Why does every white man got to bring up Rocky
Oh,
Marciano?
I'm telling you, it's good. I'm telling you, it's good. It's pretty good, man.
Joe Louis, 127 years old.
It ain't gonna bomb too much, man. It ain't gonna bomb too much. Not too
I
much.
never
Patrick
even seen
Mahomes.
the first one.
Come on, Babs. Don't don't worry. I know
You
what to do
haven't
with
seen the
don't,
first
don't
one?
you don't even address that, yo. We're gonna take care of that over the holiday break. Somehow, some way.
I'm really excited that she hasn't seen it.
Yeah, we're gonna make
because
her.
that'll be awesome to see someone react to that movie.
We will make her.
Can we watch it outside with the fire?
Yes, that's what I was
your
just
place?
thinking. That's exactly movie night at Babsy's.
Yeah, with the fire and cigars.
Sure.
You see how we just invite ourselves over?
Babs, but you gotta
well
watch
done.
it, Babs. You'll skate off after 30
Yeah, she
minutes,
does.
man. Like I'm
She
gonna
go-
go back inside, leave you
See,
boys
that-
to it. Like no, sit down.
Babs is the kind of person she can't just sit there. She
Yeah.
thinks about all these things she needs to be doing.
Be cool, Babs. Everybody's watching.
It's true.
I know. We've seen it.
We have.
It ends up me, Slay, and Travis, which is fine.
And Baby Babs don't even be wanting to go back in.
Yeah, Baby Babs will stay out there
Yeah.
sometime.
No, I make her go in.
Yeah, she'll chill with us.
She would much rather hang out with y'all.
So Patrick Mahomes, we didn't bring this up yesterday. Had the sideline outburst. We really haven't seen that out of him. I haven't. I don't remember seeing that out of him. But
Well, when's the last time they lost
like that,
this many.
as many
yeah,
in a row?
And
I
in
think
the
he's
way.
getting. I think this is way bigger than an official making a call. That's where I'm going with this. But for those that didn't see it, he thought the Chiefs had a game-winning score, only to see it wiped out by penalty. Wide receiver Kadarius Toney, who has had his share of big drops this year, was called for being offsides. An offensive player offside. He lined up offsides, which a wide receiver you're supposed to check with the.
Which he did, but I don't think he got the response back. You know what I mean?
Plus, he had been lining up offsides all game, like Dan
Orlovsky.
Orlovsky. I always say Dan Graziano. It's a different guy, but Orlovsky, and they're on the same show. Brought up like 6 different clips where Tony lined up offsides in that game, and they never called it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to Andy Reid's point, he says that typically they warn them before they call it.
Yep.
And so that offsides by an offensive player had only been called twice last year. It's been called 13 times this year.
Emphasis.
Yeah. So the Chiefs lost to the Bills. Mahomes lost it on the sideline, slammed his helmet down. He says he was mad at the call. I'm wondering, though, if it was what Babs said. Is he just really frustrated with his wide receivers and that the way that offense is playing? And then it went to another level when they had such an unbelievable touchdown to theoretically win that game. And Tony was offsides, the same guy that's been dropping balls all over the place. And was he really mad about those things as opposed to an official? And he just took it out on the official so he didn't have to deal with Tony necessarily face to face. I don't know.
But then he doubled down and
Yeah. Well, then he
it was
apologized,
a
but
bad luck.
Yeah, but I would have been hot too, because of dude, it's a struggle for them to get wins right now. Like they gutting it out. You know what I'm saying? Pulling out all the stops. And my only problem with it is, if you're gonna call that, we've been seeing, and I've noticed a lot since last year, like the right tackle specifically is lined up offsides many times. Try to get these pass rushers to slow them down or get an edge on them. You know what I'm saying? So their head is supposed to be break the belt line of the center. And a lot of times them tackles are lined up deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to call that, you got to be consistent with it. I understand it's difficult.
That's the thing.
That's what I would be pissed about.
Everybody has issues with officiating right now.
Yep.
It's just a lack of consistency.
That's
and
it.
that's in the pros and that's in college too.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So that's where my problem would lie. Because, I mean, you can call it every single time. Just watch any game with a dynamic pass rusher and watch them right tackles, man.
Yeah, if it's a focus and an emphasis, then you better make
It's
it
serious.
a focus and an emphasis across the league.
And that would be my biggest gripe. That would be my biggest gripe. Like, dog, Don't wait now. Like, you know how hard it is for us to score. Don't wait now. We just had to get a lateral from one of our best players to a guy that can't even really catch it. And he's caught it. It's going like, no, man, no. That's a tough one, boy.
But
I mean, you got to line them right.
It's a rule.
See, that's the other end of it.
You don't get to pick and choose when you have to abide by the rules of the game.
Right. Yep.
I mean, it's
you play
a rule.
with fire, you get burnt.
I will say, though, I think a lot of that is the frustration for Mahomes and what's going on there.
I think so, too.
How different
There's
it
always
is
a
right
tipping
now.
point. When somebody reacts like that to something, it's because there's other things going on that led you to that point.
Yep.
You know?
I'm a product of that. Like you build up. It
For
might
me,
have,
oh, for
it
me
might have
too,
been.
for
Then it
sure.
might have been something dumb like, man, you tipped my water over, and it's like, hey man, and then something happened a month ago that just got building up, and you just happened to catch it.
See, that's why you just go off whenever you feel it.
Words to live by.
That's definitely.
Don't let it build up. Go ahead and get it out when it's there.
Well, you
gonna go off.
What's funny about you though is that you get past it real fast.
Really fast.
Which I do too, but I do let things build up for sure.
Yeah, you do.
Because I try not to sweat the petty stuff. But then, 10 things happen, and you're like, gosh.
Yeah. See, and I'm like, big blow up, big fight. I'm going to yell at you and drop the F-bomb 8 million times. And then 5 minutes later, I'm fine. We're done. Hey, we just talked about it. We're good. Why are you holding on to old stuff? Let's go. Move on.
I just let it consume my life until I can't sleep for hours at a time.
Well,
that's healthy, right?
You take medication for that.
It's healthy.
I go over it 6,000 times in my head.
Yeah, that sounds like anxiety to me.
As is, it is. It is. Yeah, it is. It's extreme version, actually.
Rob in Nashville. Rob, what's up, man?
Yeah. I think you was spot on about what happened in that game with Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, to me, I think he more or less, he wasn't mad at the refs. He just was trying to take his frustration out on the refs because of, what his guys around him were doing. And that guy, that lined up offsides, he's clearly offside. So, it wasn't a ref in this case, but, I am going to, kind of go back to something, though. The times the way he should be and all these other players should be going off on the refs. They're not doing so. Just like, for instance, last night, that was a Lakers and Suns game, okay? Draymond, he spent the round, he hit somebody, okay? I get all that. They threw him out of the game, but after that, the refs just started going all off, just penalizing Golden State when, a lot of those calls was not even fouls. I mean, everybody who was gambling, they knew what was going on. So you take your money off of that and then you go on the other side. You know where this game is going. These refs need to do better on calling these games. But however, in that game, they done okay calling that game, but they need to do better. They really do. It's awful when money comes involved, how they officiate in these games. So, anyway, that's all I got. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Rob.
That's Golden State, too. Golden State and the Suns got into it. What's the name? So my thing would be it should be stricter punishment or consequences for these refs when they get evaluated. Instead of, like we all see when social media posts get put out by the NFL, NBA, college, whatever it may be, that this official missed a call, we're acknowledging it. I mean, but what is the reprimand on it? Like, what happens?
Well,
of course, you get a point, and you're a college ref, you don't get to go to the Final Four.
Right. I was going to say, the repercussion is that you won't get to call or officiate the
SEC
championship
tournament or
games
something.
or the big games. Right. That's kind of the repercussions. But if you're a player and you're complaining about the officiating publicly or whatever else, you get fined.
There you go.
I mean, it hits your checkbook.
Yep.
If you're a coach, you get reprimanded, you get fines,
And then we live in the eye of the public now with all this. So why can't the slap on the wrist be handled publicly? Like, why can't we know about it? Why does it have to be handled behind closed doors? Why can't we get a list of what's the officials that Coach Mack always talk about, their team, whatever their name is, this Joe Johnson's officiating crew, man, they got 10 marks, and you know they got them coming into the stadium, so it's a closer eye on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be something. It's got to be something, because like what you just said, players are held too high of a standard and can't say nothing back and get fined, and immediately. Yep. Like, talking about him, Jokic got thrown out of the game for the Denver Nuggets, and his thing was, man, I don't want to say anything. I thought I was right, but I don't want to get fined. I like my money. Like, we don't get to go to the officials' locker room and ask the guys that Coach Mack was talking about, hey, man, why y'all keep calling all these holding penalties? Why do y'all leading the league in holding penalties? You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be some kind of accountability for it. And I know it is behind the scene of some sort, but if everything else is handled publicly and they get paid just like the players get paid, coaches the same way, coaches go to the podium and say something crazy, they're going to get fined as well. That's not right. That ain't right. Everybody need to be put on blast.
And that's not to say
Sound
that
like
their
Turco.
job isn't hard.
No,
Like,
it's extremely hard.
It is one of the most difficult jobs out there. I get it, because this game is so fast. These
For sure.
players are so big.
But why does it decline so
It's-
much?
That's the question.
Well, and part of it too is we can see more now as viewers,
That's
as
true.
fans.
That's very true.
You know,
More
we've
cameras.
got 4K. There's more cameras. We've got replay. We slow it down. You know, we can go back and pause on our phone right on a play and say, "Well, look, here it is." You know. And the last thing you want as a viewer, as a football fan, is for everything to be reviewed and us talking about freaking, 6-hour games instead of 3.5. You know what I mean? So there's like that happy
medium.
I don't know. There's that happy medium somewhere. And it's just hard because it's real in real time, real life. Like, that is a hard job. I get it.
615-737-1045, 615-737-1045. Some Josh Dobbs news, also Greg Schiano news, 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Schiano.
Okay, Loan Pronto. You guys hear me talk about Loan Pronto a bunch. Well, they have just informed me there's some great news for homeowners out there to start the new year. The interest rates have finally gone down. Mortgage rates finally back down a little bit. And so right now, Loan Pronto can help rescue you from that 7 or that 8% rate that maybe you got stuck with, so that you can save a lot of money. You have a rate over 7%, then now is the time to go ahead and call Loan Pronto. Their interest rates on Loan Pronto's Equity Express loans have also come down, and they can help you get into great financial footing heading into the new year. Maybe you have some debt or you have personal loans, anything like that. Go ahead and call Loan Pronto. Let them help you out with that with their Express Equity Line program. You can get cash out in as little as 5 days and be in a great place for the new year. LoanPronto.com is where you can start the whole process, or just give them a call and let them handle the whole process for you. 615-499-5780. That's 499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Young people out there, go listen to